In the summer of 2006, something happened that would forever change the health world for me and for millions of people. A friend of mine had me over to his house, and he went out in the garden. He picked out all this organic salad stuff. He fresh picked it, brought it in the house, put it in a bowl, sat me down at the table, and we were sitting there eating the salad, and that happened all within about 10 minutes. We started eating the salad, and he said, there's something I want to share with you. What I just did and what you're eating is full of life energy. I just unplugged it from the garden. It's been sitting out there sucking up all the sunlight, getting the photosynthesis, pulling up the minerals from the soil. And that life energy that is in that plant is sitting in your bowl right in front of you. Now you can imagine if you're eating a salad that's coming from a store that's been sitting around for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, it's a whole different thing than when you go and unplug it from its life source and consume it right there. And I could feel that salad. I could feel how good that made me think about what I was eating and what I was tasting. And what I experienced was this really good vibe at that supper table that night. And we just sat there, and I remembered that forever because I related that to something that I would want to have on a day-to-day basis. But because it's seasonal and you can't really get fresh harvest stuff like that, is a rare thing. And I thought, wouldn't it be amazing if there was some way that you could get that kind of food every day, anywhere you would want, anywhere around the world? And at that time, it definitely seemed too good to be true. My friend also taught me about sprouting and sunflower sprouts and wheatgrass. And we did all that, and we would harvest it and juice it and take it in right away. And that was good. But it wasn't sustainable. It's not sustainable to a busy lifestyle in the urban environment when you're just getting a lot of stuff done during the day. Well, a miracle happened in the beginning of 2007. I was made aware of a technology advance in Europe in the development of marine phytoplankton. Now, marine phytoplankton, they started doing studies on it in the early 60s. They completed those studies around 2000. And what they were looking for was different reasons for use of marine phytoplankton because they knew there was something super powerful about it. It produces 90% of the oxygen we breathe. It grows all on its own by replication using sunlight, and it just floats in the ocean. Doesn't sit in soil, doesn't require arable land, and there's something super remarkable about it. In a 20-year period, they figured out how to grow these strains of marine phytoplankton in a very sophisticated, what's called a photobioreactor, and it's like an ocean on land. It's this super clean, pristine, natural environment where the marine phytoplankton believes that it's in a spring bloom condition in a natural ocean in the right season at all times. It uses sunlight. It uses real purified ocean water. It's using super high-tech computer-operated systems to keep a perfect environment for these heirloom strains of phytoplankton that mean everything to the human body. Now, people weren't taking it until around 2007 as far as consuming. And when people started doing this, and me being one of the first people to find out about this in North America, because my friend Dave told me about it, and I bought this powder. Well, it was really cool. This powder was freeze-dried, and it made me feel good. And then I found out that they actually fresh harvest this stuff in its original plant form when it's fully alive, way before they freeze-dry it. So I started doing some investigation, and I found out that there's a natural way with no preservatives, no chemicals, and no processing at all to perfectly stabilize this marine phytoplankton in a liquid form using a concentrated sea mineral solution that's purified for human consumption, and it has the sodium chloride that's dropped out. And when you put any fresh substance in there at a certain exact percentage, it immediately stabilizes it like suspended animation. You get to have a food that is just like what came from my friend's garden, as if it was just harvested and consumed. And we did a whole ton of work back in 2007 to all this testing and trials, and it actually worked. So fast forward to today. What we have is this product. This product has served millions of people in this world. It's called Oceans Alive. It's a fantastic name. There are literally billions upon billions of different nutrients just in one bottle. And in these little microscopic orbs that are in here, that are about 2 microns, about 1/5 the size of a red blood cell, are literally billions of nanonutrients. Nature's nootropic is what we call this one. because a nootropic is something that can get to your brain. It can be used by your brain, a real nutrient that gets to the blood-brain barrier, and it feeds the brain like you've never experienced before. So make sure you activate your life with this. This is the activation product at the very base foundation. This is the most important product in our whole line because this sets the tenor for the future, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Click the link below and make sure to take advantage of this information.